So yeah, I lost my I didn't lose it, but it seems that I have misplaced my tablet, so I don't know exactly I don't have um notes, so but I wanted to come on and talk about meditation and how I remember back when I was just getting out of the military, and the way it went was I had some things going on, and I had to be let out. But before I was let out, they put me on this little program to where I didn't have to go work on the flight line or do nothing with the aircraft, and so I just pretty much had to do like cleanups and stuff like that, right? I was, they took me and put me in the office and to pretty much like do whatever work they needed, go do this, clean this, run here, do this errand, stuff like that. And, whenever I get the chance, I would go stretch, yoga, do some meditation, something, whatever have you, when I would go. And, just off wherever, because they had all these like little, halls and little ballroom places and all that stuff, right? So, like, this one woman asked me, she was like, so you do all that stuff? You meditate or whatever and whatever like that? I was like, yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I'm not new, but I'm still new, right? I was new, and she's like, well, it's still really hard for me. I have a lot of things going on, thoughts, feelings. I'm going through what I'm going through, and I'm feeling the feelings, right? And she was like, well, what do you do? Like, what do you do about it? Like, how do you meditate or whatever like that? She's like, you don't, get a bunch of stuff and like I do, but a lot of times when I'm able to just settle, it's just like nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like when I can really do it. You know what I'm saying? When I'm really focused and I'm not itching and I can't sit still for nothing. I was like, it's pretty much like black for me. You know what I mean? Ain't much to about nothing. And she was like, wow. She was like pretty impressed by the fact that I was like, and it's not much for me. You know. So it was like now like looking back on it and having a new awareness of how I choose to meditate now is like pretty interesting, because before in my head it was just to get away from all the thoughts or just kick them out, you know what I'm saying, before I could even fully take on what that means, you know what I'm saying, like what it means to have these thoughts bombard me while I'm attempting to, you know what I'm saying, chill, meditate, whatever. And so now, now it's more of a process of there's not a time or a schedule to meditating, to being an individual, to have these thoughts or these moments of solace, solitude, and eventual creation is all from silence. It's all from not a bit of nothing. But the thing about it is when you go into that mode, at least, so I'm, because of course my point of even doing this and choosing to hop up on these videos is to say that it's coming from right here, you know what I'm saying, or wherever it is. It's gonna be from me, of course. But so for me, I have these moments where I sit, or because a lot of times, like even now, like I've always had a wonderful time sitting, laying, going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a fun task to go to sleep, to rest, to do nothing, and it plagues me at times, but I work on it. You know what I'm saying? But so it's like I'm in this mode of always like having something going on, right? Like I'm always moving and grooving, and like I don't know what it is, but I like to, you know what I'm saying? Just fun to just move, right? And so I'd say I always speak on the mental being the body is all the same. And so I notice, and I'm of course explaining like what I mean is when I get into these meditative states, it's not like I ever planned on doing it. It's not like I wanted to do it. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, it was something for me to do. It was it's happening. It just happens. It does what it does. So if I'm choosing to go into one of these states, and you know what I'm saying, meaning like I realize that I'm in it at some point, you know what I'm saying, because the beauty of what I'm getting into is that I go in and out of these states, right, of consciousness, of things, but it's nothing like, it's just you're conscious, you're aware, different states of awareness. I go through those different states, you know what I'm saying? It's not really much of nothing, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm sitting there, it's more so me sitting because I'm there, or me standing because I'm there, or me being in whatever position I'm in because I'm there. I find positions, and I know that I always say that I can work the other side, meaning if I'm always doing like this with this finger, then maybe I need to start doing like this with this finger. If I know that I do too much like this with this finger, maybe I need to do more like this with this finger. If I know I do like this with this finger, I know for a fact that I don't do it enough this way. You know what I'm saying? Just as a whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so this is what I look at, right? Like, if there's, you know what I'm saying, I got this side, how much don't I work this side? So what's weak on this side because this side, you know what I'm saying, doesn't get the strength to pull to this side? Things like I start to go into these states, right? These states get me to the other states. They get me to the other. So what I mean is, if I'm like I said, I'm leaning, I know I need to lean on the other way more, and like just the same way I lean this way, because most likely, especially like I say with athletes and things like this, all ties in. They have a certain position that they do things. If you can mirror that and see the exact same position, because most likely if you're doing it, you're getting really good at it this way. Well, if you're really good at it that way, that means your body's only really good at it that way. So if you can mirror it and start to do things the exact opposite, you have a blueprint because you already done it this way. Just do it now this way. If you can see it, it's already there. Because it's like I'm already doing my meditations, because I'm doing it right now. I'm like, because this is real. Like, I'm going through the thing. So if I choose to then find all of that in here, where I go, okay, well, what made me do this way and not this way, right? Well, I remember I used to only sleep on this side like this, right? Well, what if I can start sleeping like this? You know what I'm saying? Or what if I bring it up this way to more like, so if it was in that position, so what made it stick here? Because I got some issues right here, so let me massage that. right? And I'm doing all of this, so it's like if I'm doing like this, I'm just chilling, right? Because I'm already like trying to whatever, right? It's gonna go into something to where, okay, I used to sleep like that. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Why would I sleep like this for whatever reason? And I remember this one time when I was sleeping, with my brother, and we would, and then I remember like I always sleep like, what I'm saying, like because I would shrimp. That would be the position I'd do it. But why would I always do that? And I'd go back into it when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I go, why would I always sleep like that? Because I need to start tapping into why or what made me, or to get to this. Because I remember that I had the knowledge that I had as a kid, the awareness and all of these things that I had as a kid. I can't lose focus on what I was doing as a kid, because that was who I was before I knew anything else, before anything got in the way, right? Because I remember I could throw my legs behind my head, I could do all kinds of bendy stuff, and now I want to go back, or not back, but now I want to figure out how, I want to get that, I want to do that again. So, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So it's like, that's how I go. So the meditation is like, okay, I'm thinking about that. And also, well, okay, so I got a lot of hip trauma then. So what that is, because I remember I would always crunch and sleep like that, right? And it was always because I would like, feel the most comfortable and I feel like a hug, or I feel like, because it was just, I was more warm that way. I could get, what I'm saying, whatever it is, but I got to start going to those little things that I would do and why I did them, because it's put me in a position now to where my back hurt, my neck hurt, and I need to figure out what parts, what I'm saying, to where I can get that right again, to where I don't have any aches and pains anymore. I don't have any aches and pains up here anymore. What, what I'm saying, so I can go, now I'm able to go back and go, oh, that's what made me do that as a child. Let's work on that here now. Because it's going to bring me there once I'm working on it. Because if something pop, something move, because I'm telling you, like, I'm trying to, like, what I'm saying? These cracks and stuff are not just a party show thing. Like, okay, so I cracked it. I'm looking to find it now. I'm looking to massage that. Whether it be through a breath, whether it be through, whatever the case may be. I'm trying to find that. Because I know for a fact, something I did got me to here. I just need to figure out what it was. You know what I'm saying? Why does my neck shift so much this way, like that? Like I said, I sleep on this side. I sleep like this, but I crunch. I maybe do like this too much. I may, you know what I'm saying? I sweep like that too much. So now I need to start. I use my, left hand. I gotta sweep like this. And now I notice that I crunch too much this way. I wanted to put just like that whole therapy is a scam, and I know what I put, but I wanted to put it at, I got my reasons, but it's like, because it needs to be for us. This whole thing needs to be for us. And it needs to be taught that it's for us. Because if I can start scrubbing my mind like that, of all the trauma, why I got this knee pain, where I wanted to be the athlete, I wanted to do this thing, and I decided to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Well, how did that make you feel, type deal? Because, like, when I go through therapy, every single time I go through therapy, I'm always told, well, what do you think about it? What would you do about it? What you gonna do about it? Well, what you. What you. So it's like, it seems to me I can just start doing me. Whatever I deem the best thing for me. Whatever that may be, because clearly that's what I want to do. If I'm always told to refer to myself, what I need you for? You keep telling me to just what else do I do? So I refer to me. And so, like I say, if I can find a release within my mind, I'll most likely find that same release within my body. My spirit's doing this search or doing whatever it's doing, right? Things are popping up, and I gotta listen to those messages and those thoughts when they come in, those images when they come in, right? Like, because that's what I do. I catch that thing and I'll literally be playing out a whole little skit and all kinds of things be flying, popping, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of, you know what I mean? And I'll catch on to those, oh, that happened when I was 12, or that happened when I was 14, or that happened, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case, this happened when I was at that one time at Disney or the Six Flags. I mean, or, you know what I'm saying, Universal. And now I have real meditation, what I deem to be real meditation for me. I think it's a root for something, because it always, always, always connects. No matter what, if I can go into that mode, most likely if I'm going into that mode and I dive deep into that story, and that I, oh man, remember one time my aunt did this thing, or my grandma said that one thing, right? Well, if I can tap into that and go along that storyline and just forget the outside world, which is the whole deal of all of this, it's more so, it's like, to me, it's just like this, like, pick me up, game of shadow work or something like that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If I can just slow down and start working certain muscles, or wondering, question, okay, I got this right here, and just sit with that and say, okay, because like I said, the whole time I'm doing stuff. Meditation is meditation, and that's what I'm bringing. It's just, no matter what you do, because people think you need to. Man, I be like doing stuff like this and working and massaging, and I be like, oh snap, I remember that one time, this, that, and her, and I'll be sitting in a position, right, like this, and I'll do a turn because how, like, because I do this thing where I like pop and I'll stretch like this. I'll like push against my leg and turn and try to, like, what I'm saying, you crack your back. I'll find a way to like do something and it'll pop, or I'll work my neck or something like that, and it'll do something and it'll release something. So I gotta, what I'm saying, that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I'll put myself in a position where I'm thinking or I'm doing something, and it puts me in a space where I'm touching something, and I need to breathe into that. I need to find that, because I noticed that if I push on certain spots, that, once again, I'm telling you, man, it travels, and it's connected. It don't just stop right there. It's connected to something, and it goes into places where you can fix. You don't want some more sciatic pain. You don't want these issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm well on my way on looking into all this stuff, man, and doing it. And it's all from right here. And it's all from what I would claim, where, because like it's to me where I would think doing this process, all of this is with the basis of yoga, nauli. It's the start of it, and with the culmination of all these things, is what aligns the body, because it's not just I stand position. Like I said, I do these things, I do the thing, and I'm sweating good, and then hallelujah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm scrubbing. It's a real scrub, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no, like, I'm every little bit I wanna find to where whatever I gotta do throughout whatever part, I wanna fix it. I don't wanna have nothing going on. And not just because I gotta sit like this and do like this. Like, I'm, like, you know what I mean? So I'm stretching, I'm pulling, I'm scrubbing, I'm literally like trying to, you know what I mean? It's not just, so what I mean is, when I go into these mental states, I realized, for me at least, the basis of yoga. What, to me, the basis of meditation, because it sends me to where I don't know what life or time is when I'm really into it, and I'm going back into my psyche, going back into my unconscious or whatever, subconscious or whatever that is, whichever, whatever I'm doing, it ain't nothing to talk about. It ain't nothing to. It's just happening to where I'm just feeling it. I'm working and I'm massaging and I'm finding and I'm thinking and I'm wondering, and I'm putting in the work right there, where I don't shy away from the things that come into my head. I don't shy away, and that's the biggest part. It's not about the thing that's, what I'm saying, whatever thoughts. It's about how you. And so I go, okay, well, and what could I, like I said, what can I do next? What could I figure? What could I have done? And blah blah blah. But whatever I gotta do, I just can't give up on the fact that it's happening. I gotta play out the stories of, oh, that sucks. When I do that, I notice that the emotion will happen. If I can attach that emotion, those emotions are most likely attached to muscles. And if I can work and find, okay, and find and work down till I can find, oh, okay. Because most of the time, like I said, I'll be thinking, right? Or just not thinking, just doing nothing, right? Shout out Dolo. I just doing nothing. And I'll play to noises too. Remember, noise is a touch. You hear it, it's touching you. So I'll play those into those too. I'll capture noise and use that to heal. But let's say it's the noise in here. Let's say I have an epiphany, or something makes me sad. Something simple, like something makes me sad, right? I'll then use that and feel those muscles that activate and find them and massage them, because I realize that there's a reason I'm able to find those, those cry muscles. There's a reason I'm able to. Because if I'm thinking about it and I remember, oh, this person died, this bad thing happened, and I didn't get a chance to fully release from it. I didn't get a chance, man. I didn't really get the chance. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm doing. I'll go through it and I'll go, man, and it, and that did. And I'll have it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, boom. I didn't get, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the thing is that I need to talk about or get over. Or if I'm mad about it or whatever, no matter what it is, it's like if I just give a second to it and let that emotion wash over me and like let it happen, it'll happen. And I notice certain muscles that I haven't activated in a while. And I question on how many of these muscles are correlated to something, right? To where that's the reason why I'm not as strong. Because I've noticed, right, when people will talk about, like this one dude I was watching, it's hard to, those videos, where he was talking about how, like, this baseball player, whoever, had a hard time with playing or whatever like that. He just had a hard time, right? And he was pretty much breaking it down. He was saying, well, you got the muscles, and you got the synapses, and the mitochondria, and they powerhousing it, and then you got the mental and all the other stuff and spiritual things and all this, and he's breaking it all down. He's giving it a whole, thing, right? And I just found it funny how he's talking about athletes and somehow ends up on emotions, on, what I'm saying, he's ending up on all of this, on the mental. He's not on habits. He's ending up on, and not even performance habits, just habits. You know what I'm saying? He's just going after that. And I found that very interesting, right? And so I'm like, dude, so, okay, so if those emotions are dormant, there's most likely tied to those dormant muscles. There's a reason why maybe your hamstrings ain't as activated. Maybe you got some stuck quads. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got a lot of, you got a blocked throat chakra. So you may not realize that this is also muscles, and those muscles are connected. So if you got weak neck because you don't talk, maybe you weak here because you don't talk down here enough. And you're up here, like I'm trying, you know what I'm saying, where these muscles up here are real strong. Up in this is real activated, but down here. So if this ain't that activated, and I know for a fact that this has to deal with a lot of abdominal strength. How, you know what I'm saying? It's playing out, dude. There's no way. You got to think of, like, if you're an athlete or whatever you're doing, you got to be tip-top shape on all levels, meaning those little tiny muscles too. And so if you don't, something simple to me is what I'm seeing is, like, if you got a blocked throat chakra, a blocked heart chakra, you know what I'm saying? If your chest ain't, you know what I mean? If all that ain't there, if you ain't got spiritual strength, with the mental strength, psychological strength, with the, if you just real strong and real dumb, if you just, you know what I'm saying, however you want to play that out, if you just real, you got the psych game down, but you ain't got the mental game down, but you know what I'm saying, like, some way that's still going to make you physically weak, because most likely you're not going to think to work those muscles, whether that be, you know, facially, whether that be wherever, whether that be lifting weights, doing a squat, doing, you may skip leg day because you know you got insecurities from that one time and you ain't even think about it. Now you weak there, and you know what I'm saying, or you don't know the right muscles to work because you only know that you need to do this thing, you know what I'm saying, but you don't know about this, you know what I'm saying, you ain't think about those movements because your mental ain't in that movement, you ain't there. You only know flex them up. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's where I'm at, man. I just noticed that's the connection, bro. It's all there. So I wanted to bring that up when it's like, yo, I want to hear more I want to hear more people talk like this when it comes to therapy and things like that. When it's like, there's a lot more work you can do for yourself, and it's not just tapping. Nothing wrong with it. Love it. Do it. It's not just, you know what I'm saying, the rubbing it. That's a good, I like that. But, you know what I'm saying, I don't hear people talk like this. I don't hear it. I want to hear it more. It's not a like nothing. I want to hear it more. But I don't. And to that one dude, if that's the case, they shut down my whole page, bro. I don't think this is it. But yeah, that's where I think the basis is right there. You know what I'm saying? I think the basis is really tapping in and finding that and working. But like I said, it has to be known that it's an emotional thing too. You have to find that emotion, work, and not be afraid. Because I'm saying that's the bridge that I'm, you know, is that a lot of people go, I don't meditate, I just do like this, right? I just do like this, and I don't think of nothing, and I just sit. And it's like, yeah, that's good. But when those thoughts pop up, what knowledge do you have to do with it? Like, what do you do with it then? Right? Do you know that you can take that energy and use that to then heal the body, to where you can align your thoughts that come in, meaning go through the shadow work of what they mean, how you felt about it, what you know, apologies or things you could do, you know, or whatever you gotta do to absolve whatever you gotta do, what you would do, you know what I'm saying, and then use that to heal yourself. Find ways to position, because you know, oh yeah, and this, and now I can do this or whatever. Because this is, like I said, this is what I'm on right now. It may sound like what the this, but this is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally making sure that every single piece of me is no longer pulling on itself, no longer clumped up in certain areas where, you know, I can't move and this don't click right, or it clicks at all. I want to be as fluid. You know, I want to be, dude, everywhere. I don't want to click. I don't want nothing to click. I don't, and that's what I'm saying is, and with a lot of people too, I want to put out there, bro, you don't need to baby your insecurities and things like that. There's so many people, they're like, I remember this one kid, dude, this one dude I used to hang out with, he was like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, we would do jujitsu together or whatever like that, right? But he would always like talk about how like he had this like click in his arm or something, and he'd always, you know, do this little thing where he'd pop it or whatever like that, and he's, but he, you know what I'm saying, but now that I'm looking back, he never thought to massage it, he never thought to like, you know, he was just happy that it would, he was like, look what I can do, it's like a little, and he would just keep doing it, but it wasn't to fix anything, you know what I'm saying? And so it's those little things where people like are like, oh look, I'm sick all the time, or look, I got this thing going on, or look, I can't do this anymore, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about that one. So that's still tying into where it's like you gotta look at that, because it's like I don't want that. I want to be able to completely have full range of motion, strength. I want to be able to keep it all, do it all, have more breath, more expansion, more space, the whole deal. I want to be able to sleep. I want to be able to do whatever, things in the Oval Office that I need to take care of on all fronts, you know what I'm saying, and be comfortable. You get me? Like, I'm truly trying to, like, all of this plays into everything. Sleeping, like I said, eating, where, you know what I'm saying, just to where this don't hurt. It's easier to swallow. It's easier to, all of it, dude. I'm getting into it, but, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I want people to know that this is real. This is a real thing to where, like, you know what I'm saying, where you gotta pull, or you gotta massage, or you gotta dig, you gotta find. Because I remember this was the first thing I would do, would just try to break up all whatever this was. And it's nowhere near as tight or, like, painful. But I would just try to, like, you know what I'm saying, just if I could, like, you know what I'm saying, dig, like, in there. I wanted, if I could drive my finger from here down, you know what I'm saying. But I remember starting off like that, just trying to, like, break through all of that. It's nowhere near as tough, which means, like I'm saying, I'm noticing, it means my back isn't as tough. I noticed that all of this stuff that I break up, as soon as I can get it broken up, it most likely goes and breaks up something in the thoracic part of my spine, or something in the, like, pelvic floor and lower lumbar, like all of that, pretty much the whole lumbar, all of that, right? So it's like just constant breath working, like I said, the pulling and everything. So this is long enough. I'm gonna get off, but I like it. I get excited about it. Also, appreciate y'all.